Good afternoon and welcome to the No Structure Podcast. My name is Matt and I'm going to be your host today. Appreciate you guys joining. Today we're doing the afternoon big board draft episode. We've got a full show for you guys today. Appreciate you guys dropping by. We'll give people a few minutes to come on in. And while we wait, I'm going to go ahead and get the YouTube link sent out. If you guys join over on YouTube, then we'll be able to engage in the comments. All right. Appreciate you being here. We'll give people a few minutes to trickle in. While we do, let's go give a word to our sponsor. So today's sponsor is Fantasy Fitness. Are you guys ready to dominate your fantasy football leagues? If so, check out Fantasy Fitness. That's www.fantasyfitness.io. At Fantasy Fitness, you get a whole slew of free features just by signing up. Front office, and then you get your dashboard here. Dashboard includes 50 of the most recent articles from 5 major news sources updated 5 times a day. It could be as simple as the latest news, rankings, dynasty news, best ball, and DFS. Every NFL player gets their own individual profile page that includes the Fantasy Fitness algorithms, career versus last season production, athleticism, team environment, tail of the tape, positional competition, coach write-ups, and even some physical fitness for some of the players. Likewise, the individual team profiles offer similar write-ups, advanced metrics about pace of play, production, play volume, efficiency, time of possession, success rate, and also includes heat maps for players. If you get behind the paywall, you can integrate your dynasty rosters if you're playing on Sleeper, FFPC, or Yahoo. Those rosters are integrated up to the minute with your current player roster details, platform, format, scoring type, managers, roster metrics, all your players, contract information. You also get the bird's eye view of your league standings and your league mates rosters, so you can kind of size up your competition, see what kind of draft picks they have, get a full lay of the land in terms of their roster structure and players. And then if you get a trade, you can analyze trades. You can trade away specific players, trade for specific players, or engage with the Fantasy Football AI agent and talk strategy, trade ideas, player evaluations, things of that nature. That's available for $4, $8, and $12 a month. That's our sponsor, Fantasy Fitness. Appreciate you guys dropping in. Now let's head back over to Underdog and get into the big board draft. That's what we're all here for, I hope. I'm going to go ahead and drop us into the big board real quick. For those that don't know, this is the main event for 2026 pre NFL draft best ball on Underdog. This is a $10 buy-in with a $200,000 first place prize, $100,000 to second, $65,000 to third, so on and so forth. The advancement rate for this particular tournament is 3 out of 12, and then it drops down to 1 out of 10 for the second pod, 1 out of 10 for the last pod, and if you make it through that cut down, you'll make it to the 558 seat final for a chance at that prize money. We're going to go ahead and commit the $10 to the process, and we are the first ones in, so we must have just missed the train, which is totally okay. It should be filling up pretty fast. While we wait, let me go ahead and just pull up a team that I drafted yesterday, and we can review that team, kind of give it a grade, maybe talk about the strengths and weaknesses. That should kill a few minutes and also give us an opportunity to learn from a prior draft. So I'll just take the most recent one. This is going to be from my big board portfolio number 73, and this was drafted in last night's stream. Let's go to pull up the full draft and the draft board. We were in the 6 hole here. So I pulled up Amon-Ra St. Brown, paired him up with Derrick Henry at 19, came back and got Bryce Hall at pick 30. So heavy here, running back in the first, kind of double anchor in the first 3 rounds. And then Zay Flowers at 43, Christian Watson at 54. We had a faller on Marvin Harrison at 67, and then grabbed Stevenson here at 78 for the 3rd running back. I got Kraft 6 picks past ADP at 91, and then came in and stacked him up with Love at 102. Kincaid fell, so I grabbed Kincaid there as the 2nd tight end. I like his profile for best ball in that he can spike and get a lot of yards and touchdown in a game. He's not as consistent as I would like, but he does offer that spike week upside. Matthew Golden, hopefully we get a 2nd-year breakout from him. Then grab Stroud, a few picks past ADP here at pick 139, followed by Rachaad White. That got us our 4th running back. Judy and 2nd-year player Trey Harris out of Ole Miss. Kamani Vidal falls like more than a round, so I take him here as the 5th running back, followed by Hawkinson, who also fell a full round at pick 198. Then I grabbed Najee at ADP and then finished it up with Knoll and Vele. So when it was all said and done, it was a 2-6-9-3 build. We're lean at quarterback. Could have definitely used the 3rd, but I think we can get away with 2 on this build because both these guys are entrenched starters. We don't have to worry about benching. They're both coming from playoff level teams. Stroud got an upgrade with Monty at the running back position. Hopefully they upgrade the O-line. So lean there. Solid at running back, 3 early, 3 late, with some upside in somebody say like Kamani Vidal. We don't know what's going to happen with Najee. I think the wide receiver room is solid with these 9, excuse me. And then Tucker, Kincaid, and Hawkinson, I think, can definitely hold down the fort in the tight end room. So I think we gave this one like a B plus, with the main issue being a little bit light there at quarterback. Overall, though, triple stack Love and single stack Stroud. That got us through the fill. We're coming in here in the 2 hole, so we'll be drafting just a second. Again, for those that are just coming in, this is the big board draft on Underdog, $10 buy-in, $200,000 to first. For me, it's kind of between Bijan and Chase. I'm gonna go Bijan. Not in the mood to, I don't know, do anything too crazy. But you definitely can make a case for Chase at 2. Gibbs seems to be going more frequently at 1 ever since the Monty trade. I've noticed that. It's probably at least 50-50 now. Bijan, Gibbs trading that first spot. May even be starting to lean a little bit Gibbs. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Again, this is the No Structure podcast presented to you by Fantasy Fitness. My name is Matt. I'm your host today. We're going to be streaming nearly every day. If we can't stream every day, we'll make up for it by streaming multiple streams on on the days after we miss, between now and the start of the NFL, we're doing big board, little board, BBM, time box tournaments. I'll be doing a lot of solos, but I will be bringing in guests. We had Zero Fucks on 2 nights ago. He was a BBM finalist in last year's BBM tournament. Didn't win or anything like that, but he was one of the finalists. I had 5 teams get to the round of 16 in BBM last year, and then they all just kind of crapped out, but still felt really good about getting 5 teams to that last round. Did get into 2 time box finals, the Pointer and the Husky 2. For those of you that haven't been here before. So this is my 3rd year doing best ball, growing the channel this year, spending a lot more time in the stream, hopefully producing some really good content for you guys. We want you to enjoy the pod, hopefully bring some knowledge, do some cool builds, and yeah, just make the best ball community a better place than it already is. I think we can all attest to that. It's a pretty fun community, but why not step it up a notch? All right, coming down the stretch here, we'll make these 2 picks, and then I'll throw on a little background noise, and we'll just, keep it chill and light today. All right, we are 3 picks away. Let's take a look at the list view. London goes 2 picks away. Kind of leaning, well, I'll be happy with either Bowers or Chase. I haven't been taking a ton of Pickens here. I have got him a few times, but been taking Nico and Olave over him. Bowers at 23. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I don't know if I have a Bowers-Bijan combo yet. I might, but I want to go ahead and grab that. It's a little bit more difficult to obtain. And then pretty easy for me here. I'm going to go Olave. Finished the season really strong. He was going last year in like that 5-6 turn, which was crazy. Took a ton of him there. Helped those finals teams out quite a bit. Or not just the finals teams, but the teams that were advancing through the playoffs. So yeah, Olave here at 26, Bijan at 2, and Bowers at 23. Balance build. Gonna go ahead and put a little background noise on, and yep, just kind of enjoy this draft. If you guys get into the comments on YouTube, be happy to engage any questions you guys may have about players, best ball structure, anything like that. No structure, you name it. Again, this is the No Structure podcast presented to you by Fantasy Fitness. Appreciate y'all being here. All right, Garrett Wilson at 37, 4th round. I like that price a lot for him. Could easily make a case for him in the mid-3rd round. So I have been taking a lot of Garrett Wilson when he's been slipping into the 4th round, 3-4 turn. Switch this up real quick. Could kind of see this turning into a hero build with Bijan, but it will really kind of depend on what running backs are left on the board here around 47 and 50. Haven't been taking any Scatabo. I have been grabbing some Travion. Lots of wide receivers in this range, so if Travion gets back to me, might grab him and then take my pick here at these wide receivers. Go ahead and grab Travion. I am worried about his usage, you know, in terms of his volume on a per game basis with Madre being there and just kind of how they used them last year when they were both healthy. But I do like him for his single game upside. Now, I haven't been taking a lot of Terry. I have been taking a lot of Tate. I guess I'll go ahead and grab him at a little bit of a discount here. Could be, you know, I don't want to be 0% Terry McLaurin. He's definitely somebody I'm going to be underweight on. Don't know what they're going to do there with the receivers in Washington. I'm hearing rumors today they may bring in Mike Evans. I don't think that would be great for Terry's stock. Maybe that's why he fell a little bit. That being said, I don't want to be 0% McLaurin, so I'll take some stabs on him when he's at a discount. Maybe he'll fall further next week, depending on which wide receiver signs there, and he'll get cheaper and he'll fall into this range. With these guys, that's definitely a possibility. But, you know, regardless, that was my pick, so we live with it. So we're sitting on a 0-2-2-1 structure going into the 6th round. Head back over to the board. Evans getting pulled up, maybe for the same reasons Terry McLaurin's slipping. Have been taking a good number of Watson and Tate. Harrison when he falls. Don't like the price on Caleb Williams here or at his ADP. I think his ADP is, you know, this guy definitely pulled him up. Yeah, 55 to 68. Even at 68, I haven't been getting too much Caleb. He lives and kind of dies on those touchdowns and big plays. He's got a really low completion percentage, 59% I think it was, which is pretty putrid for an NFL caliber quarterback, let alone the first overall pick in the NFL draft. And combine that with the targets that he had, you know, the quality of wide receivers that he has around him. So, I mean, Caleb Williams or Bo Nix? I see a big difference. Honestly, I'd probably rather have Bo Nix. DJ Moore is consistently going in the 60s now with a move over to Buffalo. I think he'll kind of settle in with this quarterback group. May even, you know, jump somebody like Harris and Tate. Kind of see him up in this range. Just given the fact that he's tethered to Josh Allen. You know, I have Travion, so maybe I'll do this Drake May, Travion, skinny stack, see where that goes. I'm not a huge Drake May fan, but he does have the rushing upside. think he's reasonably priced. I was thinking Monty there. I thought maybe he would come back. That's okay. There are some rumors that Alec Pierce could be going to New England. I don't know if that's going to happen. There's some wish casting with this pick, but regardless of where he goes, he's a stud. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Alec Pierce here at pick 74. There's a lot of hate on him for whatever reason. He's got his fans and he's got his haters. I'm a fan. Alec Pierce, wide receiver 3, and maybe a possible double stack with Travion and Drake May to Travion and Pierce. So we'll see. Again, that's complete conjecture on my part, but we'll find out in the next couple days. Sitting on a 1-2-3-1 build, we have our 2 early running backs in Bijan and Travion. Travion more so for the single week spike week, spike week upside. Bijan for just tons of volume and involved in the passing game, you name it. Bijan for the hero RB. And then staying in the division, we have NFC South correlation with Chris Olave, followed by Terry McLaurin and Alec Pierce, and then the supreme talent at tight end, Brock Bowers. Again, I appreciate you all being here. Trying to grow the channel, provide you guys with awesome, thoughtful best ball content, entertainment, you name it, we bring it. All right, 7 picks away. Let's head to the board. Kraft goes off at 87. We got him yesterday at 91, so he is, I guess, going up. Not that 2 drafts is an anecdotal data, saying anything, but, a couple of drafts here that I've been in, he's going a little past that 85 ADP, so maybe he's going to be slipping a little bit. Chuba's been climbing. He's surpassed Manungai. That was flipped for the first half of this tournament, and now we're seeing Chuba rising. We're seeing Algier rising, Pollard rising. Well, this one's easy for me. I'm gonna grab Algier, get our third running back. He should do really well in free agency tomorrow. Pollard's price is also a little crazy here. It's Pollard or Addison. I'm going to go Pollard. Kind of backing into 4 running backs at this point. And only 3 wide receivers, so atypical, but that's what the board's kind of leaving us. And this is the No Structure podcast brought to you by Fantasy Fitness. So appreciate you guys being here. That's what we do on the No Structure podcast. We don't care. We just build bangers. You want to give us Pollard at 98? We're going to take that every time. $14 picks away. Let's see what's going on. All right, we should be in a pretty good spot for 1 or 2 quarterbacks on the way back. This 119 to 143 range usually can get a couple good guys. I always like the Bo Nix price here at pick 100, 102. He definitely feels undervalued relative to the guys around him. Purdy, he should also probably be up a little bit. Otherwise, I think that the pricing's pretty good on the quarterbacks. This Wendell Robinson price of 106 ahead of Chris Godwin, that's asinine. But markets are irrational, and we'll use that to our advantage. Couple interesting names on the board. We got the rookie Denzel Boston, the rookie running back out of Washington, Coleman, Jonah Coleman. Shakir's been falling. Matthew Golden, he's an interesting pick at this price. All right, we do have Chris Olave as our #1 wide receiver. So I'm going to do the obvious pick here and just take Tyler Shuck, get him stacked up with with Olave. Still had Coleman on my mind there for a second. And then this particular one, I'm just going to go ahead and take Sam Darnold here at our 3rd quarterback. Higgins was gone. If Higgins was still there, I might grab Jaden Higgins. But actually, this guy pulled Stroud way up. I didn't see that. So check that or cut that. Never mind. That slipped me. Yeah, I think this gives us a really strong quarterback room. We're done the rest of the way unless, there's some crazy fall on like Cam Ward or something like that. I could have reached down and taken Mendoza for the stack, but I want to, I think, go with the player who's proven a lot more. Won 14 games back-to-back, just won a Super Bowl, just supported Justin Jefferson, just supported JSN. I know he didn't have the touchdowns that we were hoping for. It's more of a run-heavy offense that can sort of support Sam Darnold's play type. But regardless, I think he's going to be useful, and he's going to have weeks when these other guys miss games or have off weeks or play tough defenses. It adds a nice element to the team. We don't have to worry about running back for a long time. Now we're going to have to pick our spots in this back half at wide receiver, and then we're going to also at tight end. And this might just be one of those goofy teams that is a little bit lighter at wide receiver, and we make up those points in other places. So we'll just have to see what the board gives us. Back to the board. So we really wouldn't have had a chance. It doesn't look like. I mean, it's possible that our picks had something to do with this, but it's unlikely. Ward goes, Young goes. Get a really far fall here on Golden. Little surprised that the Love drafter, yeah, kind of boxed himself out there by taking Wendell Robinson at pick 106. You know, to each their own, but that's a little, seems a little silly to me. Connor just signed. He goes up. He just signed a new deal with Arizona. Dobbins is interesting here, and Jawan. I think I'm gonna go. We'll go Jawan. Really like what he did last year. We get the stack. If Dobbins is there, fine. If not, I might take the corner. Well, you can really see the running back value in this range, which is crazy. A little risky here, but I'm going to go ahead and take the corner, Travis Hunter. Hope he gets some playing time. I don't trust Ayuk's situation. Downs would have been another option there, but I'm just going to kind of roll the dice here with this build. Was also thinking about Rachaad White. Have a ton of him. He was an option for me. So now we have a double stack: Tyler Shuck, Chris Olave, and Jawan Johnson. We have Drake London, Travion Henderson, and possibly Alec Pierce. And then Sam Darnold is not stacked. Running backs include Bijan, Travion, Tyler Algier, and Tony Pollard. Solid 4 there. Wide receivers are light for this part, to be at this part of the board. We have Olave, McLaurin, Pierce, and the cornerback. And then at tight end, we have Brock Bowers, along with the aforementioned Jawan Johnson. Strong tight end room. We can probably stop there if we wanted to in the tight end room. Hopefully we hit another pocket of wide receiver value here, and we can take a stab at a few more wide receivers. I do think we are doing the right thing by not forcing ourselves into structure for the sake of structure to take inferior players. But it is a little uncomfortable to only have 4 wide receivers at pick 160. Very atypical build here, and we're going to have to pick our spots. Seven picks away. Coming up on pick 167. Guys, I've been clicking in this range. Sean Tucker, a little bit of Emmett Johnson since he's been falling. Haven't clicked a ton of Aaron Jones. Few shares of Brooks, but not a whole lot. Haven't got on the Tyreek Hill train yet. Don't mind McMillan here, especially if I've got like a Baker stack. Charbonnet's been tough to click at this price, but when he falls into the late 15th round, I have gotten a few shares of him there. I'm going to go Pat Bryant. There's definitely a few question marks about him. Second-year player. Did have a pretty decent rookie campaign. Fits a little correlation here with AFC West, Brock Bowers, and Pat Bryant. So we have that kind of going. And then I'm going to take Trey Harris. We'll add some additional AFC West correlation with the Chargers. There's some rumors that QJ could be on the move. Quentin Johnson, that is, for the Chargers. That would open some things up for Trey. Harris. Also in this range, I like Vidal, David Njoku, and a little bit of Theo, but he's a little bit lower for me. I would say Vidal and Njoku are probably the players I'm clicking, the most in this range relative to the players around them. I think we're doing a decent job of making up some ground here in the wide receiver room. Again, that's not the strength of this team per se. Solid tight end room with Brock and Juwan. I don't think it's a bad wide receiver room, but there are certainly question marks after the first three. Running backs are solid. This could be a 5 or 6 running back roster. And then really we're done at quarterback, Drake May, Tyler Shuck, and Sam Darnold. In this range, we've got Trey Tucker, Elijah Sherratt, the rookie out of Indiana on the championship team. Love this pocket of tight ends back here. Njoku, Schultz, Ferguson, Stowers, Hawkinson. I mean, you name it, that's just the sweet little pocket. Torrey Horton back here as well. Could get a little stack going with Sam Darnold if the price is right. We're still 10 picks away. We're sitting on a 3-4-6-2 build. Running backs came early, 4 in the top 100. It was light on the wide receivers in the first 100, only 3, followed by a barrage here late, and 3 solid quarterbacks. May at 71, Shuck at 119, and Darnold at 122, double tapping the quarterbacks there in the 10th and 11th round. I feel like it's been a pretty sharp room. We had one yesterday that was really, really sharp, but I can definitely sense that, this seems to be a pretty sharp room. Definitely wouldn't mind consolidating a little bit with Trey Tucker here, or grabbing Horton if he makes it back to us. If not, I like the tight ends on these 2 tight ends on the board. Schultz goes, so we're down to 1. I have some other ideas at tight end too that I've been kind of playing a bit. Probably a 9 wide receiver room with how we kind of came in late here. I can see us getting up to 9 wide receivers if the board lets us. But they're going quick. Yeah, it's tough between Hawk and Horton. I'm going to go Horton. I think Hawk is undervalued, but I feel like we're strong there. This is where structure matters a little bit more once we kind of get towards the last quarter of the draft. I will certainly consider structure at this point. Hawk goes. So this is a Ray Davis-ass team. We're going to get ourselves some Ray, probably the highest valued handcuff in the NFL right now, behind James Cook, going in the top 10. Also having, good size, soft hands, the ability to consolidate carries in the event that Cook gets injured. Been almost 100 picks since we drafted a running back, so feels like a pretty opportune time to come back and grab one at that price. We're up to 7 wide receivers. I could see us tacking on at least one more, maybe two. We have 3 more picks. Like I said, this could definitely be a lean 2 tight end room if that's what the board, kind of leaves us. There might be, there's a couple guys in mind late that I'm thinking about. Would like to possibly grab 1 more running back, 2 more wide receivers, 2 more wide receivers, and a tight end. That kind of like that. This is kind of where my head's at. So we'll just kind of see what the board throws at us here. 12 picks away. Again, if you guys are just joining, you're listening to the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. My name is Matt. I'm your host today, and we're doing a big board draft on Underdog. $10 buy-in, $200,000 to first. Currently in the 18th round of a 20-round draft. We're bringing our A game as usual. Three picks away. We'll wrap up this 18th round, get our 19th pick, and then we'll have one more late after that. Second to last pick in the draft. Okay, we're on the clock. I like Najee. Also like Devin Neal and Caleb. These two are pretty similar to me. Maybe I'll just go Neal and get that triple. Why not? Caleb's solid too. Been taking some Caleb there. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab. And then this is a Cooper Kupp-ass team, if I've ever seen one. Let's go ahead and grab. We should have been the Super Bowl MVP. I'm just kidding. But he was solid in the Super Bowl, made some big catches. Go ahead and add our 8th wide receiver. We added our 6th running back. We're certainly done at running back at this point. This could have been a 5 running back team. 6 is fine. I think it's makes sense with the build there, but could have certainly stopped at 5. We did get our 8th wide receiver, double stack Sam Darnold here with Darnold, Kupp, and Horton. It's a nice little back stack, came together for us. And just going up and down here, kind of looking at the team. Let's recap. We're 13 picks away. Drake May stacked with Travion Henderson, so a little skinny stack there. We have double stack with Tyler Shough here. Actually triple stack. Shough to Devin Neal, to Chris Olave, to Juwan Johnson. And then Sam Darnold double stacked with Torrey Horton and Cooper Kupp. We have, otherwise at the running back position, Bijan Robinson, Travion Henderson, Tyler Algier, Tony Pollard, Ray Davis, and the aforementioned Neal. Wide receiver, again, Olave, followed by McLaurin, Alec Pierce, Travis Hunter, Pat Bryant, Trey Harris, Torrey Horton, Cooper Kupp, with texture there. And then Brock Bowers and Juwan Johnson. Looking strictly at wide receiver here. Kids, between Malachi Fields and Arroyo, I think we can get away with the 2 here. I am tempted to triple stack, but I want to go ahead and get Malachi Fields. He feels like a high upside late stab at wide receiver. There is some hype around him. Chris Bell, Ted Hurst, they were definitely options. Could have easily grabbed Arroyo there and got our third tight end, and it would have made complete sense. I don't know though, marginally between Arroyo and Malachi Fields, it's hard to say. We just haven't seen a ton out of Arroyo yet. He could certainly put it on tape this year. Thought maybe we needed that 9th wide receiver with this build, and since he was kind of sitting there, he's the surprise black box, but I like his size. Maybe he can get a 2-touchdown game when it matters most. I just don't know. But we'll go ahead and grab Fields there, Malachi Fields, with the pick 139. All right, let's recap this squad. I think it came out pretty solid. This is a 3-6-9-2 build. Drake May, Tyler Shuck, Sam Darnold at quarterback. Running back, we have Bijan. We have Travion for the stack. Tyler Algier, Tony Pollard, Ray Davis, and Devin Neal. I like the texture of that room. That's a solid 6. The wide receivers, Olave for the stack, Terry McLaurin, Alec Pierce, possibly stacked up with May. We'll see. Jacksonville, we have Travis Hunter here, the cornerback, Pat Bryant, Trey Harris for some AFC West correlation, Torrey Horton and Cooper Kupp for the stack with Darnold, and then the mystery box, Malachi Fields. And then at tight end, we have Brock Bowers, also giving us some AFC West divisional correlation, and Jawan for the triple stack with Shuck. Let me know what you guys think of this roster. I think it's pretty solid, but would love to hear what you guys think. And you're listening to the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. My name is Matt Holzel. We're at the end of this stream. 48 minutes and change to get through a big board draft. If you guys aren't already following the channel on YouTube, go ahead and get out there and subscribe and follow the channel at Fantasy Fitness IO. Again, that's at Fantasy Fitness IO. Follow us on YouTube so you know when we're streaming, and then you can come in and engage in the comments. Likewise, on X, you can find us at FantasyFitIO. Again, that's at FantasyFitIO. Give us a follow, and you'll be notified when we're streaming. We stream on X and YouTube nearly every day. I will have guests on here as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it over here, nice and chill. Awesome having you guys in the room, and we'll be back later this evening for another stream. That's going to be either the evening or the late night show. We'll be doing more big board or little board, bringing you guys the best content in the best ball community. And that's it. We're out. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your afternoon, and we'll catch you soon. Peace.